Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacy if you're new here, and I just recently got off of the Carnival Celebration, and I've got a mess of suitcases here behind me, and so I thought it would be helpful to share all the things that I packed versus what I used. I have a whole bag of laundry, so I need to do the laundry. So I want to share what's all in there. Obviously I used the laundry bag, so that was actually pretty helpful. So yeah, let's get into all of the things that I used versus what I didn't use. We'll start with my clothes. Okay, let's start off with dresses. There is this white one that I intended to wear for the second formal elegant night, but I ended up injuring my toe, which you will have seen in the vlogs by now. So I didn't have any energy to actually dress up that night. So I think I might have worn one dress. I don't remember what I actually wore, but anyway, the white dress did not actually get worn. However, the white little cardigan did get worn with other dresses, so that is good. And then this black dress I did wear, and then this dress I ended up wearing that second elegant night instead, and then I wore it with this, which I wore so many times on this trip. I wore it so many days too. I really liked this. I had a pink one that I should have brought, so next time. It's this gauzy long sleeve shirt. I ended up wearing it over top of this because I was a little chilly. I did not wear this dress. And then for our first elegant formal night, I wore this dress, which I'll insert a picture of Tyler and I for that night. Our pictures turned out really good. I was pretty happy with that. So I'm glad we got some pictures for our elegant night. And it was a really pretty dress that I wore with that white cardigan thing, not the gauzy top, but the cardigan, and it turned out really good. And then a couple other things I did not wear, all of my activewear shorts, leggings, and jeans. Did not wear those. I did wear these shorts, mostly as a swimsuit cover-up, and these activewear shorts, just one pair of the 3 that I brought. And then my jean shorts I wore many, many times. And then I did not wear, for tops, I did not wear this white tank top. I did wear this nude brown colored bodysuit. I wore this t-shirt, this gray tee, our tie-dye family cruise t-shirts that I made. Did wear that, but we didn't get pictures of the entire group in them, which we should have done. So next time we do something like this, make sure we do that, but I won't be making them. We'll probably order them from somewhere, but that's okay. And then this gray blue bodysuit, it's like gray green, I don't know, it looks very gray on camera. I wore once. Black tee, I think I wore once. This tank top bodysuit I did not wear. This pink bodysuit also did not wear. This red tee I did wear. This red short sleeve button down I wore several days. This orange tee I wore. And then this red tee I wore once. And then I had brought some of these, 2 pairs of these like nude shorts to wear under my dresses. I wore one once. And then for swim, I brought these bottoms. And this top I wore twice. And then when we were in Nassau, I wore this one piece once. I'll insert some photos of that. And then for pants, I wore these pants once, maybe twice. And then I wore these sweatpants on the way there. I don't think I wore them any other time. And then another pair of black sweatpants I wore on the way home. And then my PJs, shorts, and a tank top I wore that once. Moving on, I had my hat that I made, which lost all of its structure. I'll have to figure out how to fix that because I got it wet, and it's a cottony material, so it was going to do that, and I didn't think too hard about it. So I got to figure out how to get the structure back. But I did wear it anytime we were out in the sun. I wore it in Nassau, out on the beach, and whenever we were sitting out in the pool area, which wasn't often, but we did do that a couple of times. Okay, and then for my toiletries, I brought this anti-chafing stuff, which I actually didn't use, but my husband did, so it got used. Shampoo, conditioner, body wash, used it all. I'm going to put these in our bathroom now so that we can finish using it up. Deodorant, used. This was a body spray, used. This is a soap I grabbed from my room. And then a couple of razors, which I actually did not use. And then my travel water flosser, I actually forgot that I brought, so I did not end up using it. This whitening strip, which I forgot I had, so did not use. This other watch band, did not use. Extra contacts, didn't need them, so that's good. Some floss, I did use. And then I think these are the contacts that I was wearing the whole trip, maybe. They might be in a different thing, might have packed them somewhere else on the way back. And then in this, I just filled it up with regular hand soap, and we used quite a bit of it, so that is good. Toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash. I almost used it all the way up. I'm just going to continue to refill this. Micellar water, a makeup remover washcloth, my e.l.f. melting balm, did use. All of my skincare, moisturizer, face wash, all of it I used, which I am going to just put these in my bathroom, use them up because we don't have a trip planned anytime soon. Same with like all of my toners, which actually almost used up most of these, so that's pretty good. And then hair products, I brought this thickening cream in case I needed extra texture to my hair. This was it's like the NYC like 10-in-1 heat protectant, hair leave-in conditioner thing. This was full, so I used quite a bit. And then I grabbed a lotion from one of the hotels we were at. And then hairspray and this wax stick I didn't use. I actually pretty much wore a hat anytime I didn't really feel like doing my hair. That is all that's in my toiletry bag. Okay, I just realized I missed a couple of clothing items, so I brought 4 different sports bras. I think I only wore one once, mostly because I didn't work out on this cruise like I wanted to because the gym was incredibly busy. So I just didn't work out, but I did get a ton of steps in. I did some math and added up day by day the step count, and it was like 136,700 or something like that. Quite a high number. So even if we didn't actively get to work out, definitely got a ton of steps in. Okay. Some of this stuff is also my husband's, so I'll tell you what he used it as well, or didn't use. So his water shoes, he did not use. This was all feminine products I did have to use. Makeup removing wipes, did use. Cotton rounds, did use. Body lotion, did use. We did use our luggage tag holder things. And then I brought some thank you cards, and we only used one for our stateroom attendant to give him an additional tip because he did a phenomenal job. And then the telescoping straws, I used one singular time because I ordered a frozen beverage, and that was the only time I felt like I needed it. Otherwise, I pretty much ordered like martinis and things like that did not really need a straw with. And then we had a bunch of these Shout stain remover wipes, did not need, which is good. And then this OxyClean version of it. We also have a Tide version, didn't need either of those. This little tiny sewing kit that I put together, did not need, which is good. those were like just in case kind of things. Happy to have, but hope to never need, really. And then of course our magnets, which we did use. And then I brought this Pandora bracelet, which is a Disney one. And then on the ship, which a lot of cruise lines do this, but they had like a charm of the day. So I got all of these. I think it totaled like $45 or something like that. So that was a lot of fun, and some of them are Carnival specific. So that's kind of one of the things that I wanted, was a charm bracelet to remember, at least a charm. I was hoping maybe there was a Pandora store somewhere, but there was not. But these are very similar types of charms, so I can make a travel specific bracelet that kind of goes through a lot of different trips, or I can just leave this one as is. And then this is my vitamin organizer, which is empty, so I used every single day. It's just individual ones. I also threw some hair ties in, probably last minute while packing. And then I have my water shoes, which I did use. My tennis shoes, which I did use a lot. My dressy sandals, which I used, I think, once. But that's just because I only really dressed up once, and my feet and ankles were extremely swollen. And I didn't really think about how to relieve that until I got home, which basically just laying your feet up in the air definitely helps, because flying can cause some swelling and fluid pooling in your feet. And so that's what happened. And then when I got home, I obviously was able to Google what would remedy that. So I pretty much didn't wear these. I wore my flip-flops. They were brand new, but I wore them a lot. And also, I don't know if I can show you without dumping it all over the place. This was a shoe bag. And since I had my water shoes in it, we also got some beach sand from Nassau in there too. And then this is Tyler's toiletry bag. I actually don't know what he used or what he didn't use out of here. I'm sure he uses toothbrush, toothpaste, hair products, which he brings like one. And I think he also has his own set of body wash, all that good stuff. We did not use that. We just used what was in mine. So that's just what he has in his. And I don't know how much he didn't use versus what he did. And then this is crossbody bag I used. I just put my dad made these lanyards with these little card holders and that sticker. And so I just connected it to my bag, so when I had it on me, I was able to just quickly open the door. And then since we were in the Havana Cabana area, we got these, I don't know if it'll focus, Havana Experience bracelets to kind of show that we were in that space. And then this is the version that my dad made that my husband used, but sweat and sunscreen rubbed off some of the anchors, because this is just ribbon, but it was quite useful for this trip specifically. So, and then I had 2 straws in there. Like I said, I used one once, and then some feminine products, which I can transfer to that other bag. And then I got a Carnival napkin for my junk journal, and an SPF sunscreen, and a couple of shells that we found on the beach. We actually bought these in Miami for my husband. He used them several times. And his dress shoes, which he did use. I packed 2 hats and I wore them both. The other one was a Disney hat, which you probably would have seen in some of the vlogs. It's in my bedroom now, so I don't have it with me in this pile of stuff. And then sunglasses. I used these ones and these ones a lot of the trip. And then I used those magnets to hang this up on the cabin wall. And so I could just store them on there and keep things up off the like singular table that is in a cruise cabin. And then my jewelry organizer, I actually didn't really use any of this. I did travel with my Disney Pandora bracelet in there, so I took that out. And then I had a silicone ring as my wedding ring because I had a feeling my fingers would swell, but I forgot that I had it on when I went to go swimming and I lost it. So luckily I had this one with me, and I'm not actually sure where I even got that, but because my actual wedding ring does not currently fit because my fingers have been swelling. But otherwise, I didn't use anything else out of here, but I'm glad I had it. Okay, as for other hair things, I had my brush, my headband, some clips, some more hair ties, bobby pins. I had one other pair of lashes that I did use because I was going to do lashes, one for each formal night, and those were just Dollar Tree lashes. So I just tossed the ones that I did use. And then Tyler's sunglasses. They're just like a Ray-Ban kind of style sunglass. He had a 3-pack, and my brother actually forgot sunglasses, so he gave him one of those. And then Tyler's other pair is probably in our laundry room. And then a bag with cut up sponges and soap. At one point I left my water bottle somewhere for a good couple hours, so I took it back to our stateroom and washed it real well just to make sure there's no germs on it. A little kid didn't grab it and try to drink out of it, you know, little kid things. And then I totally forgot I even had this. I could have brought with me when we went to Nassau and I was swimming around with my action camera in the ocean, and I totally forgot I had this. It floats, so if I were to have dropped it, which I didn't because I was able to bring it home, this would have kept it up on the surface. My portable light did not use. It was actually very bright on the ship. And then I had brought this, which I did not use. Lint rollers, which we did use. Other accessories for my action camera, which I didn't use. I was going to use the head one for the ropes course, which we were going to do Saturday, but it was Friday that I thought I broke my toe, but I think I just jammed it and severely injured it. And so putting on shoes even today still hurts. So we never did the ropes course or the roller coaster, unfortunately, but that's okay. And then these creatine dummies, which we did use, but not every single day like we planned. We've kind of forgot about them. Tyler's belt he used. Towel bands, some disinfecting wipes, which we used when we arrived at the cabin so that we can wipe down some stuff. And then another accessory for my action camera, which also would have been helpful to use while I was out in the ocean, but again, that's okay. And then sunblock, which we used quite a bit of. Looks like one of them might have leaked in transit because there's some liquid in there, but I use this one a lot for my face. We used that one a little bit, and then we never needed any. This was an aloe vera gel. We never needed any of that, so that's good. And then I got another thing for my junk journal. We went to not this cafe, but a cafe on board every single day of the trip. And then my hair tools, I did not use once. I brought a curling wand that has interchangeable curlers, which I was planning on doing some curls the second elegant night, and then a blow dryer brush. Again, didn't use. I pretty much just let my hair air dry the whole trip, which was nice. And then our magnets for the door. This one here I actually made. And then these ones for Disney we used on our last trip. So I'm going to have one every single trip so that as we do a lot of different trips, we can have like a collection of everything we've done for every cruise, and then as we like put them up every time, we're like, oh yeah, there's this one for this trip and this one for that trip. So we did use those. Sweat bag we did not need, which is fine. It was another thing that it's nice to have and not need and not have. And then of course all of the packing cubes, more towel bands, and then I have a sticky bra and nipple covers, used those. And then this bag I used for our elegant days, actually just the one. And then more packing cubes, and then my beach bag that I made. I did not actually take into account the weight that these little hooks could hold, and it broke. So I only was able to really use this the day we kind of hung out at the pool area on the ship. And so Tyler used his backpack when we went to Nassau. So I will have to redo that strap. Okay, and then in my backpack, I had packed my laptop and my iPad. I did not take my laptop out once, which I should have, so that I could take vlog footage and separate it into folders every single day. Because when I got home, I organized it all, and it was harder to do than if I would have done it every single day. And then, of course, I had all of my camera gear with me. I had my glasses case, which is now empty because I'm wearing my glasses. And then also some over-the-counter medications. We had 2 of these. Tyler had one, and our full first aid kit, and I had that one. And then tissues, which we did not use. Some hand sanitizer, which we used a handful of times. My retainer, which I used probably only once. Then I had some gum I did not even open. I actually forgot I had it. And then this like security lock for a hotel. Did not need, which is good. If I was solo traveling though, I would use it every single time, even in a cruise cabin. And then this manicure kit. There was a different type of small fingernail clippers here, but I just added these big ones, these toenail ones. We used these are tweezers, and I used these cuticle scissors once. And that is pretty much my whole backpack. The last thing is my makeup bag. Oh, there's my contacts. Okay, so this in combination with this. I wore a hat on our Miami day, and if you saw the vlogs, we walked for a long time. We walked a lot that day. We walked like 26,000 steps, and I had a hat on. And between these two things, I didn't even have anything smudge off or get transferred over to my hat. So for lips, I brought these 3 different lip products. I think I used the gloss ones. Oh, one more. This e.l.f. lipstick. And this was in my sunscreen bag. This e.l.f. lip gloss with SPF. And my makeup sponge, eyeshadow. This was a tinted sunscreen, and then this Maybelline skin tint. Oh, I had one more lip product. I did not use any of the lip products. And then for powder blush, my e.l.f. little palette, or powder bronzer that was. Powder blush. I used this palette here, which is really nice, but this palette, something like got on it and it started to like rub off. And so while my makeup was, or my sponge was in there, it somehow got on the sponge, so I'm gonna have to throw this away. And then for powder, and so that's everything that was in this big pocket. A velour triangle puff thing, and then all of my brushes, which I pretty much used all of them, at least once. Maybe not all of the eye brushes, but almost all of them. And then I brought 2 different concealers. This one is closer to my skin tone, and then this one is like a brighter shade, so I use this one as like a spot conceal, and then this one under my eyes. And then for liquid blush and contour, the e.l.f. Camo liquid blush and contour. The blush is extremely pigmented, which is actually really nice. A little bit goes a long way. Eyelash glue. Brow pencil, I didn't use this one because I used this e.l.f. one, which isn't my favorite, but I'm just trying to use it up. Actually, neither of those are my favorite. I'm just trying to use them up. And then 2 different lip liners. One is from Misc, one is from Revlon. One is a nude, one is a red. 2 different retractable eyeliners from e.l.f. One brown, one black, which you can't really see much of because one of the words have rubbed off. And then this e.l.f. liquid eyeliner, which I did not use. I think I only used the brown the brown eyeliner, and then a freckle pen, which I did use, because when I put makeup on, you can see I do have some freckles. I don't have any on right now, but you can see a little bit of my natural freckles. And when I put makeup on, I cover them up, so I like my freckles. So I just add, obviously they're not the same as natural ones, but, and then the e.l.f. Big Mood mascara, which I actually really like. I like this mascara a lot. Okay, so that is all the things that we packed. Kind of like what we packed, then what we used. I'm not sure about all of Tyler's clothes situation. He's already done his laundry. So I think majority of his clothes he wore. There were a couple of things I think he didn't. Like his swim shorts he actually didn't wear. And a couple of things I wish we packed was our snorkel gear, because that would have been a lot of fun, because the water in Nassau was so clear. So next time I am going to prioritize packing those. And then here are a couple of things we got as souvenirs. So while we were in Miami, I got a sticker and for my junk journal. All the stickers, and I got a couple different stickers. They're all for my junk journal. And then a magnet. Tyler picked this one out. It's really cute. And then in Turks and Caicos, this sticker for my junk journal. And then this magnet. And then in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, we got this magnet and this sticker, because we did a pretty long walking tour in Puerto Plata. And then also part of that tour, we went to the Amber Museum, and I got this really cool like necklace charm. The top one is Larimer. I think I'm saying that wrong. I'll put the text on screen. That is the national stone. And then the bottom one is amber, which is fossilized. No, that's not the word. Petrified. There we go. Petrified tree sap. And then we did a cooking class on board, which we will absolutely do again if it's an option on if we ever do another Carnival cruise. And they gave us some spatulas. That was a lot of fun. We made sushi. So we'll have our whole playlist for Carnival linked down below. And then at one of the ports, we went to Diamonds International and got this cheap little charm bracelet. I was actually looking for like Pandora style charms, and they pointed me to that, and that's not what I was looking for. So I would say if you're looking for that, for Pandora style charms at Diamonds International, you're not going to find it. Maybe, at least not in Turks and Caicos. And we got our photos. So I'll pop a couple of those on the screen because I also got to download them. And then we attended an art auction and got a few prints with certified authenticity for them. So like here's one. They're pretty cool. There's another one. And these were free for attending the art auction. Wait, no, these ones we won a raffle. So this pack was a raffle. And then we got one print each of, it's the same exact print. Oh wait, maybe it is different. Okay. This one. Okay. Yeah, so this one we both got just for attending. And we got two of them. And so, yeah, that is all the things that we got while we were on the Carnival Celebration. And I'd say we packed pretty good. Used about, I'd say 98% of all the things that we packed. And didn't go overboard on souvenirs because we were not wanting to. We wanted to keep it light, so that we did pretty good there. So I think that is going to conclude this video. If you have not watched my Carnival vlogs, I will have that playlist down below in the description box. And I'm gonna take care of all of the laundry and clean this stuff up and get us unpacked, because today's actually Thursday. We got back Monday, so this has been sitting here for a couple of days, so it's time to get rid of some of it, if not all of it, and I'm probably not going to do all of it today. I'm going to do the laundry at least, though. So anyway, I'm going to conclude this video, and stay tuned for the ship tour that's going to come up after this video goes up, and probably a room tour, which is going to be in our embarkation day vlog, but I'm going to have a separate video for it as well. So stay tuned for all of that, as well as my ship review and just our overall experience kind of summary video. So stay tuned for all of that, and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.